Hello,
How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm doing great.
You look great.
Thank you.
So, tell us today, what brings about the name Panther?
Well, it's hunger. Panter actually is something I believe in, or the animal that I believe in. He survive in any situation, whether cold or hot. So I bring about the name Panter due to hunger. You
That's nice.
know?
That's nice. So, for those that are watching that don't know where you're originally from, can you tell them where you're from?
Well, me not Salomo, boy. I'm from Sierra Leone.
Okay. And can you tell us what do you, how I say, believe in, or what is your, yeah, what you believe? What you believe, like religion or something like that?
When you talk about belief, I believe in God and I believe in love. And I believe in a lot of things, but I think these are the most basic thing for me. Believe in love and God.
Your lover
I
boy.
believe in God. No, no. It's not love. Believe in love is like believe in unity, and then believe in the fact that there is an almighty creator that created all of us.
Amazing. So, can you just tell us what inspired you?
Ah, what inspired me? Actually, if you're saying what inspired me, I might say a lot of things inspired me. Especially my father. I'm so happy he's still alive today due to the fact that God wants to keep him. But my father inspired me a lot. But one more thing is my mom. My mom is like an African lady that I might say is like a super lady. When you talk about superhero, my mom is like the Wonder Woman. My mom is like the Wonder Woman, and my father is like a Superman. So basically, all other people that I think they inspire me. They're just like Batman and Robinson.
Yeah.
So they're just a supporter
Yeah.
for them to make sure that Gotham is great. So I might say I got an inspiration from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an inspiration from Jamaican Nigerian actor, and then I get an inspiration from Kendrick Lamar. But one of my favorite inspiration right now, due to the life that I'm living, is Young Buck. I love Young Buck due to the inspiration he's singing about, and due to some experience that I've noticed. And he's not afraid to say anything.
Yeah.
And then one white boy that I love so much, one of my inspiration, because all the people have been called out black. So one of my inspiration is one of the boy they call NF. I love NF so much that I think after counseling all the other problem, I
Yeah.
think NF is one of my superhero.
Amazing. Amazing. So, can you tell us, like, who do you like growing up? Who do you watch a lot that inspired you more, apart from your parents and you know?
Well, okay, let's do it this way, right? When I grew up during I will not say genocide in Africa, but during the war in Sierra Leone. So I grew up, there was no role model to watch until there was no internet. Due to the fact that the war ended 2002, and I was born in 1992. So like I was born in a war zone,
Yeah.
and I grew up in a war zone. So
Yeah.
for me to experience this fact about having, I not seriously, it's a pity I never know the fact about Martin Luther King Jr., about Malcolm X and other people. But I grew up really going through a hard time, because from the time I was born so the time I started getting awareness about or sensitivity about life, it was during hard time, during Sierra Leone War, 1992, January 6th. So for me, it was actually a difficult time to grow up in that kind of environment. So I would say I grew up watching my mom and my dad, because they were the people for me to be here talking to you right now.
Yeah.
You understand? And I thank God for God. So I think I grew up watching those two people, because I cannot eliminate them right now, because growing up now, all these other people for me, all these other individuals that I call right now, they're just somebody that actually, because the inspiration had already been in me, but these are the people that makes me have this inspiration. So my mom and my dad are my inspiration, and my siblings too.
Okay, so hearing from you talking about the war, the genocide, the whole trauma of it all, of what it is to be in a genocide or experience it. How did you overcome it mentally? How did you overcome that keeps things thriving, you know?
Thank you very much for that question. I really think anybody that think is blind, he or she is blind, is because he or she knows she's blind. And for me, the mental stress is still in it. It's still in it in a way that I go through with it by creating stuff, like creating my Black Panther agency, creating my Panther TV show, creating movies. That's how I think I'm going through all this mental status. Because like I told you, one of my favorite artists is NF. So there's a song which NF sang, which he was talking about the only way he can pass through ODB or ODB something. There's this illness you think he have. He said the only way is for him to sit and write. Whatever you think of writing, you just put it on camera. So Black Panther TV, Black Panther Agency, the clothing line, the movie industry that I created. And then Panther TV show, or talk show, and then Black Panther T-shirt brand are all into one production called SMK production. Yes. So all of these are basically in one group of one same person.
Okay. So can you tell us tell us and the viewers your vision for SMK?
Okay, my vision for SMK. By the way, if you don't know, SMK is Sheikh Mohammed Khan. That's SMK. The vision for SMK is to have a unanimous way of inculcate other upcoming artists. Like if you are good in singing music, we have the camera, we have the movie production that can be able to shoot for your video clip, because I'm actually good in making beats for people. So basically I have the production of creating the story for the video clip. And then if you are a writer, if you want to do a director, whatever you want to do, we have the film production. If you come up with an idea about creating a movie, we're going to join you into the Panter studio, whatever, so that we can join you and then put your idea out there. Because as I understand, the world is two things. Is that, internet, or basically you're able to entertain people. So I believe there are a lot of entertainers out there. So if you are an entertainer, only that you are a software programmer, you still have a space with us.
Okay. So tell us, when you are not producing or doing some production or whatnot, or traveling the world, tell us, how do you spend your time?
Okay. Basically, I actually spend my time in creating. First of all, I believe that looking good is a business, so I make sure I go to the gym every time that I can. But due to the fact that I'm managing a lot of businesses, sometimes I don't have time to do that. But the way I spend my time is to have my friends over. Because for me, my time, I create my time. Due to the fact that I have so much production, but when my friends are with me, when my family members are talking to me on the phone, that's my leisure time. So I like gymming and I like creating stuff.
Okay. So tell us, if your viewers would like to know your favorite kind of meal, what do you say your favorite kind of meal is?
If my mom is watching this, she'll be very, very crazy. I mean, she knows I love rice, right? Like, I never go without rice. I love rice and stew. For cassava leaf, potato leaf, I love granite soup. So these are my favorite meals. But I normally eat some other thing, but just that I have this stomach because of what happened with my mom. No, that's a long story, but because of certain condition in my body, I normally flow with rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell us what are your viewers expect? What should they expect from you? Like tuning in, subscribing, what should they expect?
A lot more. For example, right? We're trying to make an entertainment studio. Like if you're a comedian, we're going to allow you to our show. So all my subscribers that like comedy supposed to subscribe no matter what. And educational videos. Educational video is not talking about politics or talking about bad governance alone, but we're going to talk about motivational speaking, like how to create a way for the individual back in Africa that have only 30 megabytes to be able to learn from the videos watching. And then the other thing is about religion. And we are going, as a TV production that I'm creating, Panter TV, I'll talk with Panter, is actually going to create a way for an individual that have already experienced to be able to pass it on to the other people. So we're going to experience comedy, entertainment, music video, and a lot more. And guess what? You're going to still see the t-shirt brand is coming out soon.
Wow. And I guess the viewers, some of you can wait to place your orders, I guess.
Definitely.
Likewise myself. And so, last question here is, what makes you happy?
Okay. You listen to me right now, I'm happy, but listen, what makes me happy is to make sure the individual that can see me or can hear my voice or maybe know me will be able to pass on the love and unity and education to other people. Because I don't know, but I think being united despite the color or despite the fact about religion or ethnicity background, we're all human beings. So what makes me happy is to make sure I'm able to pass on love to somebody and the person pass it on to somebody. So I'm saying this not because I'm a philanthropist or because I'm a movie maker, or I'm saying this just to buy your audience. No, I'm saying this is what makes me happy. I have this energy that my friend think I'm a crazy person. I'm always smiling. I never go negative thinking about anybody, you know. So what makes me happy is to pass on the love to somebody and the person pass it on to somebody. That's what makes me happy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy you actually called me to the studio. It was actually an amazing time with you.
Yeah, nice getting you to open up finally and doing this interview.
Well, definitely. I appreciate what you did, and I think thank you very much.
Okay.
For that.
Have a nice day, guys.